I want to talk to you about back pain because if you're over 40, there's a decent chance your back has sent you a message at some point. Maybe a sharp warning shot picking up a bag of groceries. Maybe a slow, grinding ache that just never fully goes away. And I know that feeling better than most because I actually had back surgery, L5-S1. And here's the part that really stings. Part of what got me there was my own confidence. I'd actually had steroid injections for the injury. I felt great, thought I was bulletproof, and kept right on grappling hard in jiu-jitsu practice. I was actually playing in my guard with a guy who outweighed me by a good 60 pounds. One wrong move, and what was a manageable injury became a severed disc, surgery, and the whole deal. I was also doing heavy deadlifts in my much younger days and with bad form. So it wasn't just one thing. I had all these warning signs and kept pushing through them. Don't be me. But even after surgery, even in my mid-50s, I move better than a lot of guys half my age. And a huge part of that comes down to one little muscle most people have never heard of. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is, why it matters so much after 40, and give you simple exercises you can actually do, whether your back has been surgically rearranged or not. I'm JD, pharmacist for over 30 years, lifelong athlete, judo black belt, Brazilian jiu-jitsu brown belt, and apparently someone who needed to learn certain lessons the hard way. And on this channel, we focus on health span, not just adding years to your life, but keeping your life worth showing up for. Moving freely, staying independent, not wincing every time you get out of a chair. Low back pain is one of the biggest threats to that after 40. And what most people don't know is that the real culprit often isn't where the pain is. The troublemaker is hiding just below your belt line. A lot of what gets labeled low back pain, that spot you can press your thumb right into and wince, is actually coming from a muscle called the glute medius. It sits just outside and underneath your main glute, near that bony bump on the back of your hip. This muscle has one critical job. Every time you take a step, it keeps your pelvis level. Without it, one hip drops with every stride. Your whole body compensates, and your lower back ends up absorbing all of it. Over time, back pain, hip pain, knee pain, all connected. Here's a quick test. Stand with feet shoulder width apart and lift one foot off the ground. Did your whole upper body shift dramatically to one side? If so, this muscle is asleep on the job. And if you sit most of the day, it almost certainly is. And I'll be honest, even as a lifelong athlete who could squat a house, this muscle was embarrassingly weak after my surgery. Humbling. But fixing it changed everything. Let's fix it. Here are the exercises, all doable at home. Exercise 1, the release. Leg pendulum with thumb pressure. Before you strengthen anything, release the tension already there. Find that tender spot just outside the bony bump on your lower back and press your thumb in, firm but not brutal. Keeping that pressure, slowly sweep your leg back behind you past your midline, lifting slightly with toes pointed down. You'll feel something moving through there. That's the muscle releasing. Do 10 slow reps. Rest 10 seconds, then a second set. Hold the leg up at the end and squeeze as long as you can. If that burns after 5 seconds, now you know exactly how weak it is. 10 reps for 2 sets. Hold at end of second set, both sides. Exercise 2, wall pendulum, the bread and butter. Stand sideways next to a wall with one hand lightly resting on it for balance, not pushing, just a security blanket. Let the inside leg drift outward, then fire that outside glute and drive the leg back in to tap the wall. Let it drift, drive it back, repeat. Sounds simple. It is not easy. The first few times you might feel almost nothing. The muscle has been on vacation. Show up consistently and it wakes up fast. 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps daily if you have active back pain. Exercise 3, pelvic tilts, the foundation. This one has been called the golden exercise in low back rehab for a reason. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Now, tighten your abdominals, not a crunch, just a gentle engagement. and press your lower back down into the floor. Hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, then release completely. What you're doing is training your lumbar stabilizers to fire in a controlled, safe range. No loading, no strain, just the deep muscles learning to do their job again. After surgery, this was one of the first things my physical therapist put in front of me, and it's still part of my routine today. 10 to 15 reps, hold 5 to 10 seconds each. Do it daily. Exercise 4, glute bridge. Strength where it counts. Still on your back, knees bent, feet flat, drive through your heels and lift your hips off the ground until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Hold for 5 seconds, lower slowly, repeat. This directly targets the glutes and core together, which is exactly the combination your spine needs to stay stable. A weak posterior chain is one of the biggest drivers of chronic low back pain. This exercise addresses it head on. When it gets easy, add a resistance band just above your knees to bring the glute medius back into the equation. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, 5 second, hold at the top, 3 times per week. Exercise number 5, bird dog, balance and stability earned. Get on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, back flat. Simultaneously extend your right arm forward and your left leg straight back. Keep your hips level. No rotating, no sagging. Hold for a few seconds, return to start, then switch sides. This is one of the most well-researched exercises in lumbar rehabilitation. It trains your body to brace and stabilize under asymmetrical load, which is exactly what's happening every time you pick something up, reach overhead, or take an uneven step. Master this, and you're building the kind of deep core stability that protects your spine for the long haul. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per side, 3 times per week. Now here's what connects all of this. The body doesn't repair itself during exercise. It repairs itself after. Sleep, nutrition, and the right support during recovery. That's where adaptation actually happens. After my surgery, I was meticulous about what I put in my body. And our muscle pack at NuLifeSpan was built with exactly this in mind. Pharmaceutical grade ingredients to support muscle function and tissue repair. Not a replacement for the work, reinforcement. You'll find more information in the description below. And if fall risk is something you've been thinking about, check out the Catch You Fall Assessment, a very inexpensive tool that gives you a real baseline of where you're at. The information is also below in the description. Here's the bottom line. If your back hurts, don't just assume it's your back. The glute medius is one of the most overlooked muscles in the body and one of the most important for keeping you mobile and out of pain after 40. I had surgery. I had steroid injections that make me feel invincible when I wasn't. I trained through things I should have stopped for. The stuff I just showed you would have helped me, and it did eventually. Better late than never. Start with the release. Add the wall pendulum. Do your lifts and bridges every week. Simple, unsexy, life-changing. Drop a comment. Where do you feel it most? Lower back? One hip more than the other? Your questions drive what we cover next. If this gave you something useful, hit subscribe. We put out science-backed content every week for people who refuse to let age be an excuse. This is JD from NuLifeSpan. Keep moving, keep building, take care of the machine. It's the only one you've got.